Welcome to another episode of Caffeinated Coverage Talk with Todd and Michelle. Another day, another guest, another great conversations in store for you guys. So as you guys know, I'm your co-host, Michelle Burnt, president and partner at InsurTech Hub.
I'm Todd Hall, CEO and founder.
And we actually have another employee on here. Mr. JP Lopez is our new managing director of our life division. Welcome, JP.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
And our very, very special guest, and honestly, he's part of the family now, Mr. Jamie Prickett is co-CEO of AOG, which stands for Associates Owners Group. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yay.
And you know what? This is kind of exciting. This is our first guest. Are you in Canada right now as we speak?
Yeah, just west of Toronto.
Nice. This is awesome. This is our first international guest. I love that. I love it. Yay. Awesome. Well, welcome. We could not be more thrilled about our new partnership with AOG and just adding life in general to InsurTech Hub. Todd, you can talk a little bit more about this, but I know this is something you've dreamed of adding to your company for a very long time.
It is. Sure is. We're very, very, very fortunate. We've known JP for quite a while now, for many years. We've worked together on other projects in the life industry, and just super excited for him to be a partner with us to build this organization. And with Jamie and the team at Xperia and AOG, and we're just looking to do big things in the life insurance industry and just help a lot of people. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So before we dive in with some awesome questions, the whole topic of this podcast is caffeinated coverage talk. Because how do you go through a day without caffeine? So
I don't know.
Cheers.
We're all good.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
I love it. I love it. Cheers. Jamie, we love to know what kind of coffee you drink.
When I'm trying to watch my waist, I go with black. But if I'm not carrying like today, I do a little cream and sweetener or some kind of fancy sweet stuff that's sugar-free, of course.
I knew we were friends. I knew it. JP, what about you? I didn't even know if you drank coffee. How have I not asked you that?
Yes, of course. So right now, a little bit of creamer, similar to Jamie, but a lot of time I drink. I'm from Miami, and everybody there lives on either colada, which is like an espresso shot, or café con leche, a latte. So that's what I drink a lot of as well. A lot of lattes, very strong lattes.
I love that. Whenever we go to Florida, we love to go to Little Havana. And we always get the coffee there. It's so strong and good.
Have you drank it out of like the little shot cups, the little paper cups?
No.
Yeah, those are crazy. Those are very, very strong. Anybody who's not from Miami and goes and tries that, yeah, it's like
will I be on the ceiling because there's so much caffeine?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, geez.
Very, very strong.
I was at a Turkish restaurant recently, and they actually leave. It's like the grounds of the coffee are in the bottom of it, and you're actually sipping kind of like mud at the end of the coffee. It's really interesting.
Wow,
very strong.
Yeah. Todd, I know you're our Dunkin' Donuts guy. Could I ever convince you to move over to anything else?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I like to try new things. Yeah, and
he's for sale.
I'm a creature of habit. You know, it's kind of so Dunkin' Donuts. I've drank that for a long time and used to put a whole lot of cream, a whole lot of sugar, Jamie, but I'm trying to be healthier as I get older. Yeah. So I use a little bit of sweet Italian cream with zero sugar in it, put a little bit of that in there. But yeah, and I only drink it on 2 occasions, day and night. So Michelle's going to laugh because I haven't said that joke this year on any of the podcasts. So
you haven't.
That's my one exception. Yes.
I love it. Well, I hate wasting. And so sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee for like a full day. Some people pour it out, get new. I can't waste it. I just don't see the point in that. So I'll just heat it up. But I really only have probably 1 cup a day ever. So how I get this energy, Lord only knows.
Good genes, genetics.
I guess. All right, well, let's jump in. JP, let's start with you. So when you stepped into Director of Life, this new role, what convinced you that this was the right moment to build this division? Because this is a big decision for you and your family.
Yeah, it was, but honestly, the timing was perfect. And so it's not one thing, but rather, lots of different things, I think. But if I had to narrow it down, I would say, first of all, just on a personal level, felt like a chapter was kind of closing in my career so far. You guys know my background. I mean, I was in the field first, selling, building, recruiting. Then I went into wholesaling at a startup, got acquired by a huge IMO. So I saw both, the startup environment, then transitioning everything over into a huge operation and seeing how everything works on both sides. And once the dust settled from that, I kind of felt, um, you know, that something, the chapter had closed, so to speak, or a cycle had ended. And then you guys reached out to me, and it was just honestly the perfect timing and what I think was the perfect opportunity. So that's the first piece. I'd also say working with great people. Todd mentioned we worked together for a number of years now. So Todd, I've known you for that time, and we always thought we worked really well together, and I love working with you. Michelle, getting to know you more recently as well. By the time we started having these conversations, I knew it was going to be the right fit. I absolutely knew it was going to be the right fit. And
We
then,
did too.
yeah, thank you. And then by extension, obviously the whole InsurTech Hub network. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the agents and the advisors that we work with already. So, on a business front, I know there's tremendous potential, with all the agents that we work with already, just having worked with them already and knowing what we can build together. And then the last, but maybe the most important piece is the uniqueness of the AOG partnership and the opportunity that we can share with all of our agents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm young in my career, obviously, but I've seen a lot in that short period of time, having been in a bunch of different places, but I haven't seen anything like this. I haven't seen anything like this yet. And so
It's huge.
when you think about, the network of partners and companies in the AOG umbrella helping each other, we can leverage each other's services and value and everything. And then combine that with the equity opportunity for all the agents. I haven't seen anything like it. It's an incredible opportunity. And so put all those things together, and that's how I knew it was the right time.
Love it. Love it. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers.
Yes.
We're gonna.
Welcome to the family.
Amen. Amen. Jamie, you've built and scaled really large organizations before, and so kudos to you. Congratulations. And can maybe walk us through your journey leading you up to building Experior, which is your company, and ultimately partnering with AOG. Maybe tell us a little bit about that if you can, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've had success scaling company, not companies. Now we're working with companies. So we'll see what my track record looks like in 10 years from now. But I actually started in the industry with a captive agency. I was very restrictive. Very restricted in terms of the products we could sell and the comp model and everything else. But I sold out to them. They kind of got me at my worst, but they weren't going to keep me when I got to my best. And I ended up leaving that company, became an independent agent, did that for a couple of years. And then my wife and I co-founded Experior Financial Group in January of 2014. We expanded into the US, and just 5 years ago, we got our first licensed agent in the US side. We've now grown it to almost 17,000 licensed agents.
Wow.
And we started off with 5 people at a boardroom table. And I say that tongue in cheek because it was one of those plastic fold up deals, from Walmart. And we're sitting around in these chairs with probably rips in them. I can't remember. And I remember looking all these 5 people in the eyes, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. And I said, guys, we're going to do something special. We're going to change the game. And we were kind of preaching the same thing that AOG is preaching today. We were preaching it 12 years ago, except we didn't have the expertise, nothing. I mean, our first staff member, Todd, I remember we didn't pay her for the first 2 months. And thankfully, she was family. Matter of fact, we just literally retired her this past month. We had a celebration. She just retired our longest standing employee that went without pay for 2 months. So Dora and JP, they're more established over there with InsurTech. Hopefully you're getting paid.
That's an idea, though.
Also.
Right. Yeah. But we started with this big dream that we could build a company that would treat agents fair. I felt like I was taken advantage of. That's my personal experience. I walked away from a company after 10 years. I owned absolutely nothing. I didn't own my book of business. I didn't own the agency I built. I owned nothing. And I was very disappointed in that. And some people think, well, you should have known. I was 21 when I joined them. I was excited. I signed a contract, and you don't know. You get excited. And I'm thankful for the lessons I learned. I feel like, everything good and bad helps us how to become better in our businesses. When it came to Experior with AOG, we were already busting at the seams, doing some great things. We're adding new staff like every week. I think we got 150 employees now, adding new agents every hour on the hour right now. This month, we'll probably add close to 3,500, actually over 3,500 new associates to the team. So it's starting to really snowball. But what I looked at with AOG was the leadership. Monty Holmes got an incredible reputation. Todd, you knew Monty a little longer than I did on a personal basis. I just met him face to face for the first time this past August. And I'll tell you one thing, he is just one of the kindest human beings I've met in my life. And I know that people can play a game for a while, but I'll tell you what, everything he said has been bang on. Everyone that he's introducing us to, the expertise that he's surrounded himself with, our board of directors. I've never been in 25 years this summer. It'll be 25 years I've been in the industry.
Wow.
And I've never been this excited ever before. I come to the office looking forward to get here. And it wasn't like I wasn't excited before. I'm just even more excited now. So it's been a blessing. It's been a lot of fun.
That is so cool. What's the quote? Is it really work if you love what you do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't feel like it, right? I mean, I was on last night. My wife, our son, unfortunately had to go to the hospital. He has some health issues with kidney. He had a kidney transplant several years ago, our oldest son. So my wife had to go to the hospital last night. So what am I doing? I'm sitting there watching our competition, and I'm actually watching our competition who I want them to be a part of AOG. And I'm learning how they're doing their business. I started watching all the different stuff. By the way, Monty's actually literally meeting with them all day today. He just called me while we're here, and I'm studying them because I want to understand them. I want to see their value add, and if there's anything that AOG can offer to them to help them grow their business. And from the video I watched, they've got about 1,000 agents, and in my mind, I said, I think we can get them to 10,000 agents in the next 12 months. And I really believe it. Their leadership is great. I watched them speaking at one of their conventions they had on YouTube. So I spend a lot of time researching, but that didn't feel like work. I'm sitting there in bed watching YouTube videos. I could have been watching, Grey's Anatomy, but my wife wasn't home. So I'm watching this instead, and I'm growing and I'm learning and, so it's a lot of fun.
I love that though, because there's so many mass recruiters out there, and I'm in Texas, we call it herding cattle. So, they're just next agent, next agency, but you guys actually are doing your homework. You're making sure it's a right fit and a long-term fit. I love that. You care.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
GP, question, now that you're part of InsurTech Hub and you've had insight into our vision, how do you think this new life division fits into that long-term?
So I think when you look at just the life insurance business as a whole, or as a line of business, I think it's probably one of the most, I don't want to say underutilized, but maybe misunderstood lines of business, that we have, especially if you're somebody that's used to selling, if you're in P&C or maybe a health-focused agent. A lot of times, and this is no fault of their own, of course, but I think they see life insurance just as an add-on or maybe like as a cross-sell opportunity, which it can be. But I think the way we're looking at it, the broader vision, life is not just kind of an add-on, or it's not something that we want to tack on. I think it's something that multiplies everything that our agents are already doing. So it deepens relationships, solidifies a relationship with your clients, increases your retention, increases referral opportunities. The list goes on and on and on. It's really, in my estimation, it's a multiplier. And so all those things that I just mentioned make you more valuable as an agent, right? So I think for those reasons, our goal is not to just bolt life insurance onto this existing platform or to just try to find a way to make it fit and just another thing to tack onto an agent's business, right? We really want to be strategic and intentional with building this life insurance division from the ground up. And to be honest, that's what really excited me about working with Jamie and with AOG, is that they're building something that's ownership driven, right? And so if we were going to build this the right way, this life division, I don't think we just want to go the route of getting contracts and giving contracts, right? I think there's a lot of places that do that already. We want to give our agents something that has a real significant upside. So they have something to be really excited about in terms of what they're working towards, and that one day, they don't have to be kind of in, running so hard. They can actually have a big payout one day, right? So I think that gives our agents something to be super, super excited about.
I couldn't agree with you more, JP. I think our partnership that we have with Jamie and AOG is the best value prop in the life insurance industry. So now we're just going to get out there and tell as many people as we can about it.
That's
but
right.
And we are. But Jamie, for us with InsurTech Hub, our agents and our partners that we currently work with, they're probably not familiar with AOG yet. They will be as we start to have our meetings and let them know about it. Or really for anyone else that's in the industry that's not working with us yet. Maybe tell us a little bit about what AOG, what we can provide that would maybe truly change their business trajectory. Some earning potential and other platforms that we have at AOG that we can offer them.
Yeah, well, one thing I think is for maybe the first time, and to my knowledge, but there's a company that we're looking to give everyone that touches this company a piece of the ownership, as opposed to being venture capital, Wall Street money, insurance companies owning us for far too long. And listen, I love the partners that I have at the insurance companies, but for far too long, they've been making their livelihoods off the backs of the agents. The kings and queens, in my opinion, of the organizations are the agents that are out there kneecap to kneecap, eyeball to eyeball with the customer, because without the agents, the business fails. Matter of fact, there's companies that tried to go direct to consumer. And if you'll take note, they had a little bit of success, but it wasn't until they decided, well, we got to go to agents to go to the consumer, is when they realized that's where they're going to be getting the biggest bang for their buck. Insurance is sold, it's not bought, right? People don't wake up one morning and go, oh, honey, I think we should buy life insurance today. That just doesn't happen. You don't roll out of bed on a Saturday morning. You're thinking about going garage sailing. But, we figured that if we can treat the agents as kings and queens like they are, give them equity in the company, that builds more morale, more value. And our goal is to kind of squeeze this ownership glue throughout the entire organizations. And we currently have 4 different pillars that people fit into. And the minute someone becomes a partner of AOG, and that partner is someone that's a part of InsurTech Hub on the life division, as soon as they make 10,000 in commissions through the life division, they become an owner of AOG. Wow. Very minor. And the more they earn more shares, right? So it's a really exciting thing. And we've got a goal to be IPO ready in 2028. And right now we're already way ahead of some of the trajectories that were already made with some of the venture capitalist guys that we have surrounding us that we refuse to let put much money in, because we want this to be agent owned, although we do need them for validation purposes as we grow into the public market. But that's what we love. That's what I love about this, is that, and we actually did this prior to me becoming co-CEO of AOG. When I was the CEO of Experior, I was so adamant about our agents owning a piece of the company, to the point where almost a third of Experior was already owned by our sales force. That's how we already designed it. And we did that from 10 years back. 2 years in, we decided to do that because we knew that we wanted to give people skin in the game. There's a difference when you go into your office in the morning and you put your key in that door and you open it, that you own that baby that you've created, versus an employee that goes in to open that door, right? And again, I know JP's an employee of InsurTech Hub, but he's got also stock options available in the program as well.
Correct.
That's right. And he's a partner too, as well. He's not just an employee. By the way, I'm an employee of the company as well, but I'm also a partner. So so we give employee stock options. There's performance-based stock options for employees, agents, anyone that touches this thing can become an owner. And the 4 pillars are the insurance agencies, which is the life, Medicare, ACA, all that stuff. And annuities. Then we've got the wealth pillar, which is the RIAs. We've now got 2 RIAs. We have our own RIA. We've acquired another one. We also just acquired this week a broker dealer. We're excited about that. By the way, with our broker dealer, we're not taking a haircut off of people's annuity business either. They get to keep 100% of it while running the broker dealer with us. So there's some advantages there. Then we've got the tech stack. We've already purchased a couple of companies there. We own 51% of copper.com, which is a very robust CRM system. And then the 4th one is products, right? We want to own some of the products that we're offering out there. So rather than just selling the insurance carrier's product, why can't we make money on the products we sell as well? And I mean all the owners of AOG. And that's where we're setting up a reinsurance company that's in process right now, a captive E&O company for all AOG partners to get the best rates, and also partake in the equity that ultimately will create as a company.
Jamie, when you have equity ownership in something, it completely changes the way you view it. Yeah, it's like
Yes.
I have that for my car. I've got one of those car wash passes. So I go through all the time. I pay like $25 a month, but I've never rented a car and took it through the car wash before. Yeah, it's completely different mentality. Yeah, I take it back
Good
the way it
analogy.
is. Yeah, my car that I own, I keep it clean, but the cars I rent, they just go back the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, that's
I got 9
really
kids,
good.
so my car's never clean, but I do get the idea.
How many kids?
We have 9. Three of them are adults,
Wow.
but 7 of them still live with us. Total of the 9, so 5 are through adoption. But yeah,
that
we
is
got a crazy
awesome.
house.
You've got Jamie
Yeah.
who has 9 kids, and you got JP who's expecting the first baby in May.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Congrats.
You got it.
Oh man,
Thank
we
you.
could do a whole podcast on advice.
Three of our babies are three of our babies are born in May. So
Oh wow. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Jamie, I don't think I'll ever catch up, but it's a good goal to
there's
aim
not.
for.
Well, we did it the AOG method. We did it by acquisitions, right? So
There you go.
they
It's
call
in
it
the DNA.
adoption. So
I love that.
it wasn't all organic growth with us.
Oh, that is so good. One thing I do want to point out for those listening, in one of the pillars Jamie mentioned was Copper, their CRM, and we at InsurTech Hub use Copper and love it. So if you are looking for a new CRM, maybe you're tired of working with the big bukas, you want something more customizable that actually fits you and your company. Yes, to Copper. I absolutely love it. And I've worked with a lot of CRMs. So just shout out to that.
Yeah,
All right,
matter of fact, I just learned, and this is off topic a bit, but I just learned how they integrate with LinkedIn and your Gmail and everything. Like the LinkedIn, it pulls all your data so you can pull out the phone numbers, the emails. Maybe this is basic stuff, but to me, I'm like, that's really cool because before you'd have to go through and click on the contact. Half them don't have their email there, and some of them do. But this just pulls all the data. It's really slick. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, every morning it tells me, hey, we found 3 matches that we think you should add to Copper on your LinkedIn. Do you want to add them? And I click yes or no.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it fully, I after this, I promise I'll stop, but I love me some Copper. It fully integrates with Gmail. So when I am working out of Copper, I don't have to go back to my Gmail. I can set meetings out of Copper through Gmail. I can send emails that's already attached to my signature. It saves documents. Everything I want to do lives in Copper. So once I'm in there, I just stay in there. I don't have to go back and forth between my calendar and email, etc. So
Michelle, I have an hour between meetings after this. I promise you, I'm going on Copper and getting my subscription.
seriously,
We own 51% of it. I still haven't even done it just because we've been going 100 miles an hour, but I got some time after. I'm going to do it. You've sold me.
Yeah, it's a game changer. It really is. And when you want to customize it, you do it right then and there. You don't have to submit a ticket and wait 2 to 3 months. You get what you want right then and there because you're building it. Oh, anyway, off my soapbox. All right, so JP, what are the most important items you want to address early on? Because we're building this ground up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot to do, and part of that is technology and CRM. So I can definitely touch a little bit on Copper and what we want to do there. But I think early on, what we need to do is build infrastructure, build a really good infrastructure. So part of that is, we talk a lot about product and process. I think as far as products go, we obviously want to make available as early as possible, the top carriers, world-class products, the full suite of life insurance and annuity products, right? But that being said, I think there are other places that give access to great products, right? There's no denying that. So I think where we can make the biggest impact is actually in the process of selling life insurance. And funny enough, the way I look at it is our process that we want to build is our product, at least early on. So what do I mean by that? Ultimately, I think what we want to do is have agents spending more time on sales activities, building relationships, spending time with clients, spending time with their agents and training and doing all the things that actually push their business forward. rather than, administrative stuff, whether that's contracting, having 100 tabs open, click here, click there, no way to track stuff. And that stuff takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming,
Tedious
and it's
paperwork.
paperwork even. Yeah, it's just not what agents want to be doing. You'd rather be spending more time doing things that generate revenue and building relationships, right? So part of that is technology, and part of that is CRM, like you mentioned, right? So if we can, for example, offer to our agents a CRM platform, and not just any CRM platform, because as you mentioned, there's CRMs and there's CRMs, right? That make it a little more complicated. But a great CRM platform that has maybe quoting integrated, applying integrated, contracting integration, commissions and reporting, basically everything in one spot to make it simple, right? Maybe even training integrated. That's going to save a lot of time for our agents. So, and especially for those who want to be able to build and recruit, right? They can, if they're building and they're recruiting folks who are maybe starting to sell life insurance, they don't have to spend time teaching them here and there and paperwork and all the boring stuff, right? They can spend time teaching them, okay, this is how you sell, this is how you build relationships, this is how you go to market, those types of things, right? Or they can recruit somebody who has experience and say, okay, you got set up here, now go ahead and run. You're ready to go. You can go sell now. And it's really easy to do it, right? So infrastructure is super key early on. While we do that, we'll make sure to be building the right culture, the right environment too, and that comes with training and making people feel like they're connected, even though we have people all around the country, right? And then I think the rest is downstream from that. So those are the things that we want to do as early as possible.
Love it, love it. Jamie, when we first started talking, and what kind of stood out about us at InsurTech Hub that kind of wanted, to make AOG partner with us? Is there anything other than Michelle and JP? Yeah, so it's like that. But
well, honestly, you actually just said what I was going to say. And I didn't know JP at the beginning, but I'm starting to see why you hired him. By the way, if things don't work out with InsurTech Hub, give me a call, JP.
Hey now. Hey
now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like to stir the pot a little.
I love it.
But no, Todd, I'm not blowing smoke. It was you and Michelle. You and Michelle, hands down. What I saw with you, and based on everything that you've built, everything you touch seems to turn to gold. I mean, you've had major success with other ventures that you've done. It's no question that what you're going to do here is going to be amazing. I know, Michelle, with your background in the industry and everything, and you're one of the people that people like, from what Todd said before I even met you, is that you're like the go-to person that people would always want to go and talk to if you're in a room. Like, you're the one. It's your personality. It's who you guys are as people. And Todd, I would like, when I first met with you, and not to blow smoke up your rear end or nothing like that, but much like Monty, I just trusted him. And when I met you and started talking with you, I just trusted you. Like, you just have a demeanor about you. I feel like I know that you're not in this just to make money, although that's a byproduct. You're in this to make a difference. You're in this for legacy. You're in this for something bigger than just yourself. And I see that in all of you guys here. And that's why. Had nothing to do with, how great InsurTech Hub's robust system is for Medicare, ACA, that's great, but it was you guys as people, number one. So.
Oh, thank you. But I have to say, that is why I came on. I'm celebrating 7 months at InsurTech Hub this week. And
Yay!
Yeah, and well, I'll be with you guys when I celebrate it. So that'll be fun. Awesome. But that is exactly why I came on board. People know and trust and adore Todd. And when you can find someone like that in the insurance industry, because they're not always easy to find, then you do business with them. You got to be able to trust them. And so, I was a VP of sales at OneShare Health for 7 years. It was a huge decision to leave because I adored that company. I was employee number 6. And when I was starting to ask around to get advice, the moment I mentioned his name, they're like, take it. You're dumb if you don't. Take it. So everyone on this call came together because of people. It's sometimes not what you know, it's who you know. So I'm a firm believer of that.
And Jamie, it's likewise with you and Monty. Of course, I knew Monty prior to that, but when we met you, we just felt comfortable It's your personality. We felt just a trust. Yeah, just there was that bond was there. Plus, you got the track record to back it up. But it was we trusted that bond, and you're part of the family, like Michelle said earlier. Yeah, it's like and we feel like we're all building something really special together, and so we're grateful to be here.
I love it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
JP, I got one more question for you. So we got a lot going on, and what are your plans for agent growth and development? And maybe you can even mention our conference coming up, because I think you and Jamie might be on stage.
Might be, right? Yeah. Yes, I'll touch on that for sure. But I think, we just spent the last couple minutes talking about, trust and feeling that this was the right partnership and everything. And I want that to also happen downstream, meaning with all of our agents, and everybody in our distribution. I want them to feel like they're working with people who really care about them, who want them to grow, who want them to develop. Part of that, for me personally, I think is I want to get to know our agents. I want to know what their goals are, whether small or large goals, whatever stage of their career that they're at. Those could be personal goals, those could be business goals. I think when you know what somebody wants to achieve, you can then figure out how you get there, right? So, and that impacts trust and everything. So that's super important for us. But to be a little more specific, I think there's a lot of different areas where we can make an impact. That could be helping somebody with their marketing, their lead gen, prospecting, could be their sales process. If their sales process is a little bit different with every client they talk to, we want to build something that's more duplicatable, right? For most client scenarios they run into or whatever the case might be. And yeah, there's just tons of different areas. But when you boil it down, I think there's a couple important pieces. So number one, I would say is product strategy. We can call it that. So I talk a lot about access to products, but we want to provide access, but without people feeling overwhelmed, right? So in other words, what's the point of having a million products, but no support or expertise and not really knowing how some of them work, right? So it's better, especially for somebody who's maybe new to life, very good at other things, but new to life. There's no point in having maybe 10 carriers or even 5, depending on the person, It's better to be an expert at a few things and do those things very well. So I digress a little, but in terms of progression, also, we want to be able to help agents who are maybe right now they're selling term, they're doing simple sales, important stuff like mortgage protection, for example, but we'd love to put them on a path where they can learn and progress up to being able to do more advanced planning, higher premium stuff ultimately, right? So being able to talk to business owners, being able to do, blends of permanent and term solutions, right? Being able to do executive bonus plans, all these things that are really higher ticket sales and are going to really grow your business more, right? And so the next piece to that is the training that we're going to do. So to give an example of what I'm looking to do here, we want to have case design oriented sessions that all our agents can plug into. Maybe every other week, or we'll figure out cadence for that. But basically calls where agents can bring their live scenarios to the table, and anybody can tune in and just listen and take notes and that way everybody's learning from each other, right? If you're an agent, you can learn from somebody else's cases that they're working on. Other agents can learn from your cases that we're working on. And earlier I spoke a little bit about the culture and the environment that we want to build. That's going to help with that, right? Where everybody's really helping each other and everybody's connected. And then the last piece as far as training goes is, we want to not just provide training for, selling and for client conversations, but also around recruiting and leadership development. I think that's a critical piece too.
Yes.
So it's not just how to sell, but how to attract other agents. Although I think part of attracting other agents is leading by example. So you want to be proficient yourself, right? But yeah, how to attract them, how to support them, and then ultimately you create a lot of leverage in your business that way. So those are some of the things that we want to address early on, and then that's going to help with our growth and development for the agents.
Yes. And when is our conference, JP? April?
Yes. Our conference, April 8th and 9th. April 8th and 9th. Everybody needs to come to that. So we look forward to seeing everybody there.
JP and Jamie will be on stage. The main conference, the reception is April 8th that night. Please join us. And then all day on the 9th is the conference. Several amazing carriers presenting, and our life division is one of them. So they will be on stage.
Love it, love it, love it. Jamie, we are unbelievably super excited about the future. Yeah, I mean, we're excited about what's happening now, but the future, we're very excited about what we're doing, our partnership with you guys. But what do you think in then maybe the next 3 to 5 years, perhaps even beyond that, where do you see AOG in the marketplace and kind of terms of scale and impact, possibly?
Well, I think I mean, a lot of people, they made some comparisons with AOG, and some conversations I have, some people feel like, oh, this sounds similar to XYZ or similar to this big one. And which, by the way, is a compliment, because some of those companies are massive and they've had huge success. And a lot of companies have exited and cashed out multi-millions because of these consolidators. That's not what we are. We are a roll-up strategy, so to speak, but we're looking for people to exchange equity for equity in AOG, or earn equity in AOG as one of our partner companies, like with InsurTech Hub, with all the agents that are a part of it. So it's different by design. It's for the agents and the agency owners and the builders and the producers to earn the equity in this company. And that's what we're doing. And over the next 3 years, less than 3 years, within the next 3 years, our goal is to take this into the public market. And of course, a lot of people, maybe a few people, have said that over the years, that, oh, we're going to take this public and everyone's going to be a millionaire and all this kind of garbage. I've heard so many crazy things. But we've got the strategy, we've got the plan, we've also got the EBITDA already on track to what we need. We've got the top line revenue on track to what we need, and corporate governance is in place. I mean, we've got so many things that are in our favor right now, and it's now up to us to grow the distribution. So my focus is to help all of the companies grow distribution, right? At the end of the day, whoever has the largest distribution, with the training, the resources, and everything that JP's been talking about, which we have that with many of our companies, and InsurTech Hub is one of those companies that's creating that in the infrastructure right now. And I believe that there will be, in the next 3 years, a time where we can look back and go, wow, we took this thing from about 18,000 or so agents now, and I believe we're going to have 250,000 plus licensed agents in this ecosystem inside of the next 3 years. I believe with everything in me, we'll have over 250,000. I know, being obviously the original founder of Experior, former CEO, I know the goal just for that entity alone is to have 50,000 licensed agents by the end of this year. That's a triple growth from now till the end of the year. And they're on track. They're doing crazy things. And we want to help all of our partners experience that same crazy growth. There will be growing pains. It's not going to be perfect. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to be a part of something when it's in its infancy. The great thing is, this is in its infancy, but we've already got over 20 companies now on board with us, right? Wow. It's in its infancy, but we've already got a multiple 9-figure revenue. Like, it's in its infancy, but it's still got EBITDA that's like more than on pace than what we needed to take this to the public market by 2028. So even though it's in its infancy, don't let it fool you. The companies and the people that we're surrounding ourselves, like the Todds, the Michelles, and the JPs, and so many other great people. I can honestly tell you guys, we don't have a single partner that I don't like. Not a single one. I like them all. And it's by design. If I don't like them, if you don't like them, why would we bring them in?
Why would you want to work with them?
Yeah, like, relationships are more important than money, and if you have great relationships, y'all will make a bunch of money together. So that's my vision. That's where I see it. My goal, come hell or high water, I want to get this thing to take it to the public market in 2028. I can't promise that. That's not a guarantee. I'm not telling you to buy stock and all that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying my conviction is we're going to do that. Monty Holm is a man who made a statement in front of a bunch of the $1 million earners in these entities back in December. And he said, and this is him, and I quote, "I've never missed a goal that I've ever set for myself." He said, "I've been blessed beyond what I deserve, but I've never missed a goal that I've set for myself, my family, my team, the companies that he's helped build." He goes, "But I've also never hit a goal on time." He goes, "I've hit every goal, but I've never hit it on time."
That's
I
good.
told him that night, and I said, "Monty," I said, "I'll tell you what." I said, "I want to make sure, because you've changed my life. You're changing lots of lives. I want to make sure this is the one time that you're going to hit your goal on time." And his goal is by 2028. So we're going to do everything we can to do that. So I'm excited. excited about it.
That is so good. I got one thing to say. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
For my Spanish, vamos. Vamos.
I love it. I love it. Well, we are so blessed. We have so many great things going. You know, not only did we add the new life division, but we have a new Medicare division. And so if you are an agent looking to expand your portfolio, and if you're not growing, you're dying, right? So really think about what is the full protection package you can offer your clients. Is it Medicare? Is it life? Is it health? Is it all of the above? We can help you here at InsurTech Hub, and we want to work with you. It's a great place to be. So it's not too late to get contracted. JP, that's literally what he's doing, is having all these calls, getting to know you and your business and seeing if this might be a good fit. But to have ownership and shares in a company, I think it's worth a phone call. Would you guys agree? Yes, yes,
Amen.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
Well, Jamie, we know you're a busy man. We can't thank you enough for being on here. And JP, you too, taking time out of your day. And I think we're going to do great things together, y'all. All right.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
No
guys.
doubt. Cheers,
Cheers
everyone.
to a prosperous future. I love it. All right. We'll see you guys next week for another episode, another guest, another great conversation. Take care, y'all.